No big intro needed, let's talk about Season 2. The Walking Dead Season 2. And yes, I am continuing my The Walking Dead marathon, and yes, it's all filled with spoilers, so you've been warned. So The Walking Dead Season 2 picks up right where the first one ended. All of our people are on the road again, and all of a sudden the highway is just crowded with zombies. Walkers. I'm sorry, walkers. Sophia, the little girl, Carol's girl, she just gets lost. She's missing. And our people, they're trying to locate her. They're trying to deal with this horrible scenario to find a little girl in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. But it gets even worse. Carl gets shot by accident. There's this hunter dude who tried to shoot a deer. He shot Carl by accident, so Rick brings him to the farm close by, and it's Herschel's farm. And this is the introduction to Herschel and his family. Mainly Beth and Maggie, who will be important parts of the entire show. While all of this is happening, Shane just gets more violent, more psychotic, and his jealousy towards Rick can't be controlled any longer. And he actually starts to murder people. Now, Season 2 is the season that most people hated, and I do understand it a little bit because it is very slow. Most of the time, it's just our folks hanging out at a farm, interacting with one another. But personally, I think that we needed that season. We needed that for character development because the first season really didn't give us that much. Which is why I almost like it better than the first one. I know, that sounds horrible, but I like me some character developments. So let's talk about the character developments in Season 2. First of all, Rick. Rick gets a little grittier in this season. He's not Mr. Know-it-all, do-it-all. He knows how to compromise. He has to because Herschel accepts all of his people into his farm, so he obeys by his rules. But at the same time, he really feels uneasy about his best friend Shane, who gets more psychotic, as I mentioned before. And Shane actually tries to murder Rick a couple times during that season, which ends really badly because, yeah, Rick stabs him and he dies. Then we got Daryl. Daryl becomes much more likable. He and Carol, they form a bond because he's the one that really wants to help her find her little girl. Then we meet Maggie. Maggie is so hot, but she's also cute and a cool badass character, and she immediately falls for Glenn, the comedy relief. Great chemistry there, and a great love story, to be quite honest. Herschel, the first time we meet him, to me, he was a religious nutjob, but he just had this father figure aspect surrounding him. But there was a mystery surrounding him and his entire farm. And it turns out that the people at the farm believe that walkers can be cured. So they have the entire barn filled with walkers. And surprise, Sophia is already in there. Yes, she's dead and Rick guns her down, which was heartbreaking. Now, throughout this season, we got a glimpse of what this show would develop into. Because for the first time, Rick shoots some people. Yes, he kills people because they mess around with him. They're criminals, so he kills them. And they take a hostage. And then at the farm, they decide whether or not to execute the hostage, which was quite dark. Dale is not cool with this. Of course he's not. But Dale dies. He gets killed by a walker. Another tragic loss. I love Dale. And it gets even worse. After Shane is killed by Rick, Shane returns. Yeah. He reanimates as a walker. So that was the secret that Rick was keeping from everyone, the one from the disease control center. Yes, everyone's infected. Everyone will eventually turn into a walker after they die, which is horrible, which is just bad news. And then, of course, the farm is overrun by zombies. Our folks, they just have to escape, and they even leave Andrea behind. But Andrea is saved by a very mysterious, shadowy figure. And we will learn more about that figure in the next season. Now, I can tell you, like I said, the second season is sort of a slow burn, but I think the interaction and especially the Rick-Shane dynamic really made it for me. I still hated Laurie in the second season. I hated her even more, and I really started to hate Andrea for being so oh, I'm a badass, even though she absolutely isn't, and she just causes problems for everyone. And I love the fact that Carol gets a little bit more screen time and she starts to develop into a real character, because before that she was a mother and she was a woman that got beaten up, and now you really start to see her for who she really is, and that's really interesting. And it's so interesting that she has a bond with the most badass person of the group, Daryl, who now follows Rick's every order, which is cool because you need that guy. So, The Walking Dead Season 2, what are your thoughts? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then just subscribe.